The quarantine alarms began as a low hum. Then they rose, layer by layer, until the entire medical wing of the royal vessel pulsed in red light. Seal all biodoors. Containment level absolute. Unknown toxin detected. The corridors emptied in seconds. Servants fled. Guards locked down intersections. And behind reinforced glass, the future of an empire lay dying. Prince Kael'thur, heir to the Virelian throne, convulsed against the med bed. His once luminous skin had dulled to a sickly gray. Dark veins pulsed beneath the surface, like spreading shadows. His breathing came in shallow, broken gasps. The finest healers in 3 systems stood around him, and none of them knew what to do. This toxin, it's rewriting cellular function. One physician whispered, tendrils trembling. It adapts to every treatment. Another added, every compound we introduce, it neutralizes within minutes. The chief medical officer stepped back, voice tight. If this continues, he will not survive the cycle. Silence fell. Heavy, unavoidable, far below the medical wing, past diplomatic chambers and officer quarters, down in the engine-adjacent decks, where heat and noise never stopped. A human stirred a pot. Chef Daniel Reyes leaned over a steaming vat of broth, humming quietly. The kitchen was small, cramped, functional, nothing like the pristine halls above, but it was his, and in a galaxy that often overlooked humans, it was enough. He lifted a spoon, tasted, and nodded. Needs another hour, he muttered. Behind him, the door slammed open. Security officers stormed in, weapons raised. Daniel Reyes. One barked. Step away from a station. Daniel blinked. That can't be good. What's going on? You are being placed under immediate quarantine. Quarantine? For what? Potential contamination vector related to the prince's condition. Daniel stared. Wait, what? 2 guards moved forward, grabbing his arms. Hey, hold on. I've been in the kitchen all day. Exactly, the officer snapped. You prepare organic matter. Unknown biological variables. You are a risk. Daniel let out a sharp breath. This is insane. I haven't even seen the prince. But it didn't matter. In a crisis, logic bends to fear. The quarantine cell was cold, sterile, silent. Daniel sat on the edge of the narrow bed, running a hand through his hair. Great, he muttered. Accused of poisoning a royal. Mom would be proud. Hours passed. Then more. No answers. No updates. Just silence. Until the door hissed open again. A guard stepped in, hesitant this time. Not aggressive. Not certain. The prince, the guard began, voice uneasy. He's asking for you. Daniel frowned. Pretty sure he should be asking for a doctor. The guard swallowed. He refuses all treatment. What? He says nothing works. Nothing helps. The guard hesitated again, then added quietly, he keeps repeating the same thing. Daniel leaned forward. What thing? The guard met his eyes. Bring me the human who makes the warm soup. The medical wing erupted in argument. This is absurd. You cannot expose the prince to a contamination risk. He is already dying. And you would let him die because of protocol. Voices clashed. Tempers rose. Until finally, the chief medical officer slammed a tendril against the console. Enough. Silence followed. Slow. Reluctant. We are out of options. A pause. Then, bring the human. Daniel stepped into the royal medical chamber under heavy guard. Every eye turned to him. Suspicion. Disgust. Doubt. He felt all of it. But he ignored it. Because on the bed, he saw the prince. And everything else faded. Oh, Daniel breathed. That's bad. Kael'thur's eyes fluttered open weakly. They landed on Daniel. Recognition sparked. Relief followed. You, the prince whispered, his voice barely audible. You brought it before. Daniel stepped closer, confused. Before? I've never. Then it clicked. 3 nights ago. A late shift. A delivery run. A tray sent to upper decks. A bowl of broth left outside a sealed chamber. You ate that? Daniel asked softly. The prince nodded faintly. It quieted the pain. The room fell silent. The physicians exchanged looks. Impossible. Illogical. Unacceptable. And yet, the prince was still alive. What was in it? The chief demanded. Daniel blinked. Soup. That is not an answer. It kind of is. The physician's voice sharpened. List the components. Daniel exhaled slowly. Okay, a base stock slow-cooked. Garlic. Ginger. Fermented root paste. Some herbs from Earth. Nothing exotic. Stuff my grandma used when someone was sick. Fermented? Another healer interrupted. Yes. That introduces uncontrolled microbial life. Yeah, Daniel said. The helpful kind. The room stirred uneasily. Primitive, one muttered. Unrefined, said another. Daniel shrugged. Maybe, but it works. Prepare it. The command cut through the noise. Everyone turned. The prince, barely conscious, barely breathing, but still commanding. Prepare it now. The kitchen became a war zone, not of weapons, but of urgency. Daniel moved fast, faster than he ever had before. Hands steady, mind focused, every step precise. Heat low, don't rush it. Let it breathe. Let it become. Guards watched. Scientists observed. No one understood what he was doing, but no one stopped him. Not anymore. Minutes later, Daniel stood beside the prince again, a simple bowl in his hands, steam rising gently. Nothing advanced, nothing glowing, just soup. He lifted the spoon carefully. Easy, he said softly. Small sips. The prince obeyed. The first swallow. Silence. Then, his body stilled. The violent tremors eased. The dark veins slowed. The monitors shifted. Impossible, someone whispered. Another sip. Then another. Color began to return. Breathing steadied. The toxin was retreating. The room erupted. Scan his vitals. What is happening at a molecular level? Analyze the broth. Data flooded the systems. Patterns emerged. Truths unraveled. The fermented compounds. The microbial balance. The biochemical interaction. It wasn't primitive. It was perfect. One of the elder physicians stepped back, voice shaking. This matches an ancient royal remedy. All eyes turned. A cure thought lost cycles ago, the elder continued. A living compound that adapts, that evolves faster than toxins can counter. The realization hit like a shockwave. They had spent centuries refining sterile, controlled medicine, and in doing so, they had forgotten something fundamental. Life heals life. Daniel stood there, still holding the bowl,